Hey everyone, and welcome to the Complete CSS course. I'm Destry Putra, and I'm thrilled to guide you on this journey to mastering the art of styling web pages. In this course, we'll go from the absolute basics of CSS, like how to target elements and apply simple styles, all the way to advanced techniques like responsive design, animations, and even CSS grid. Whether you're a complete beginner or have some experience with HTML, this course will equip you with the skills you need to create beautiful and engaging websites. So, grab your code editor and let's dive into the exciting world of CSS. Let's start with the basics. What exactly is CSS? CSS stands for Cascading Style Sheets. Think of HTML as the structure of your website. It's the content, the headings, the paragraphs. CSS, on the other hand, is what makes that structure look good. It's what allows you to control colors, fonts, layouts, and so much more. So, how does CSS work with HTML? It's actually quite simple. HTML provides a content and structure, and CSS provides the style rules that dictate how that content should be displayed. They work together seamlessly. You can think of it like this. HTML is the blueprint of a house, and CSS is the interior designer that makes it a home. Where do we actually put our CSS code? There are three main ways: inline styles, internal style sheets, and external style sheets. Inline styles are applied directly to individual HTML elements using the style attribute. For example, p_style equals color, red. This is a red paragraph /p. While this is quick for small one-off changes, it's generally not recommended for larger projects because it makes your code difficult to maintain. Internal style sheets are placed within the head section of your HTML document using the style tag. This is a better approach than inline styles, and even our HTML looks cleaner, but it's still not ideal for large websites. For example, I will give another heading and paragraph element on the bottom here, and styling it using internal style sheet. As you can see, the CSS rules are now contained within the style tags in the head. This keeps the HTML cleaner and separates the styling from the content. However, imagine having hundreds of these style rules for a complex website. The head section would become very long and difficult to manage. This is why external style sheets are generally preferred for larger projects. The best practice, and the one we'll be focusing on in this course, is using external style sheets. This involves creating a separate CSS file, usually named styles.css or something similar, and linking it to your HTML document using the link tag. This keeps your HTML clean and organized, and it makes your CSS reusable across multiple pages. We're going to learn how to use external style sheets. Our index.html file currently has its styling embedded directly within the HTML using style tags. This is known as an internal style sheet. We'll improve this by creating a new file called styles.css. The .css extension is very important. It's how the browser knows this file contains CSS code. Next, cut the actual CSS code. That's the code inside those style tags in index.html, and paste it into your new styles.css file. After that, you can delete the style tags and everything between them from index.html because the styling will now be handled excellently. We've moved the CSS to styles.css, but index.html doesn't know about it yet. We established this connection using a link tag in the head section. Link rel equals style sheet ref equals styles.css. This tag creates the link, telling the browser, here's where you can find the styles. Rel equals style sheet identifies the link as a style sheet, and ref provides a path to the file. If we save both files and refresh our browser, you'll see that the heading and paragraph still look exactly the same. This is because we've successfully linked our external style sheet, and the browser is now using the styles defined in styles.css to style our HTML content. The real power of external style sheets is their reusability. We'll see how to use our styles.css with another HTML page. To show you how it works, I'll copy index.html and paste it into the same folder, renaming the copy to example.html. Let's open example.html and modify its heading and paragraph text to differentiate it from index.html. Then, we'll open it in a browser using Live Server. As you can see, the styling will remain consistent because both index.html and example.html link to the same styles.css file. If we change the styles in styles.css, it will automatically update both pages. This is the key benefit of external style sheets: organized code and simplified website maintenance. This is how we'll be working with CSS throughout this course. External style sheets are the way to go for building maintainable and scalable websites. In the next video, we'll dive deeper into CSS selectors and learn how to target specific HTML elements for styling. Thank you for watching. If you found this video helpful, please like and subscribe to my channel for more web development tutorials. And if you have any questions, feel free to ask in the comments below. Then, we'll move all these div elements into the education section. This will create a clear and organized presentation of our educational background. These classes will also make it easier to style each degree section differently if needed. Now, our education section has a well-defined structure. For experience and certifications, we'll create a separate div for each entry, even if there's only one, allowing for easy future additions. Each entry will use an H3 for the title or name, a $P for details, and be placed within its respective section, ensuring a consistent and maintainable structure. To finalize our page, remove footer section from main section, then we'll enhance the footer element by incorporating links to our social media profiles, visually represented by icons, and including a copyright statement to acknowledge the ownership of the content, ensuring a professional and complete presentation. Before the title element within the head section of your HTML, please remember to include a link to the Font Awesome CSS file. We've now built a solid foundation for our web page using semantic HTML. By employing elements like header, nav, section, and footer, we've created a clear and meaningful structure. This will not only make our page more user-friendly, but also make it easier to style and maintain in the future. To further understand the benefits of semantic HTML, let's explore how it impacts styling. In the next part of our lesson, after we have styled this page, we will compare the styling process for two versions of our page, one with semantic HTML and another without. This comparison will clearly demonstrate how using semantic elements simplifies the styling process and enhances maintainability, while achieving the same visual look. To begin our CSS styling, we will recreate the content of our previous page, link image icon.html, within a new HTML file. This will provide a consistent foundation for our comparison later. Okay, first I'll add a logo image to this header section. Now, let's add the university logo in the education section. I'll place it next to the university name for each entry. Perfect. Okay, let's add some Font Awesome icons. An icon for skills in the skills section. And maybe a briefcase icon for experience. A certificate icon for the certifications section. And bolding Font Awesome icons for education. And for new section about section, we add person icon. Now our page is starting to look more visually appealing. Here is the final result of our page. Now, at first glance, it might not seem like there's a huge visual difference between the two versions. But look closely. The code is where the real magic happens. On the left side, you'll see the code utilizing semantic HTML elements. Notice how clean and readable it is. It's like poetry in motion. On the right side, we have the same page, but built using generic elements and a lot of inline styles. It's a bit of a mess, isn't it? For this demonstration, we're primarily focusing on the impact of semantic HTML elements on the code structure and organization. We're not going to delve into the specific styling process itself, as that's a separate topic. Not only is the left side code cleaner, but it's also more efficient and maintainable. By moving the styles to the internal style sheet within the head tag, we've improved the code's organization and made it easier to update and modify the styling across the entire page. Semantic HTML makes your code more meaningful and easier to understand, both for you and for search engines. It improves accessibility for users with disabilities and makes it simpler to maintain and update your website in the future. So, while the visual difference might be subtle, the impact of semantic HTML on the code, maintainability, and overall quality of your website is significant. By understanding and effectively using these semantic HTML elements, you'll create more organized, accessible, and maintainable web pages. Remember to practice and experiment with these elements to solidify your understanding and build your skills. Happy coding! For a better understanding of styling and how to effectively use CSS, please watch our next video in this series. Thank you for watching. I will see you guys in the next lesson.